Hi, YouTube fam. Daughter of the Most High. Happy Friday night. Do you see this weird, it looks like an arm or something? I've tried to clean my camera lens and, I'm not sure what that is in my phone, but at first I thought it was supernatural. I did, because I've had enough of the supernatural in my life to know that things happen. But it's not. I think it's in my phone. So but it does, strangely enough, look like an arm or something like that. Anyway, it must be just like a little hair piece of lint or something that got into the phone. Anyway, I was watching a video tonight um, by Pastor Toney, and he made a 6 minute, just over 6 minute video on his RV park, the Rock RV Park. And I'll put the link in the description. And this RV park is for believers. And his ministry and goal with this park, as you'll hear in the video, is that he wants to provide a place for people that are really like in a pinch because of what's going on in the world right now. And so he shares about a woman that lives in Maryland, and her family is following the current agenda. So I guess she wrote him and said that, her family's like disowning her or something like that, and wants nothing to do with her because she's not following the beast system. And so she's going to move to the RV park. She gets one of the spaces there. And so if you feel like that is something that you want to do, and she's buying an RV. She didn't have an RV. She's buying an RV to make this change. So I'm hoping that she can get some fellowship and support with his church, and because it's really hard to be around unbelievers and barely believers and people that are following the current agenda. And so you feel pretty. I mean, we all need some people in our life, and those of us on the narrow path that are not following the agenda, we are losing more and more friends all the time. So it's gotten, my social life has dwindled in the last year. So anyway, look for that link in the description box. So I watched his video and I was thinking, I'm going to pray about this, because I had mentioned in a previous video that I think some believers need to get together and buy some land somewhere in one of the states. I mean, I believe the mandates are going to be everywhere eventually. I really do. I mean, it's how it's going to be. And they'll move forward, and they won't care and they won't respect the individual states. But for now, if it buys us some time, okay. And so if, there's a state like Montana and other states that are going to resist the mandate, I think it's Florida too, for a while. And so that will buy us some time. So I'm just going to pray about it. God, what do you want me to do here? And, I know I'll have to sell my townhouse at some point. And I kind of push that a little bit forward just because my kids still live here with me, and we're in the last chapter of our time here and our time as the immediate family. Now, I don't know if, I haven't talked to my kids yet about this. And the reason why I haven't talked to my kids about this yet is because they're young, and I just want them to have a little bit of some normal time before I tell them, hey, there's this. They know certain things are going on. They don't know how severe it is. My daughter understands a little bit more than my son. Neither of them are real open to what's going on, and their resistance comes from, in part, they're not they know there's a God, um, but they don't have a relationship. My daughter does pray. My son has never prayed. Um, he's actually had a vision of the face of Jesus when he was 10 years old. So I don't quite understand what the issue is with my son. I'm like, what? I mean, and we do have the supernatural in our life. So my son was given a vision of the face of Jesus when he was 10 years old. He's now 24. And my daughter sees into the spirit realm far less than she did when she was younger. There's a whole story there. Um, and so I thought she would be um, the one that would actually, how some people just have that inclination or that, even a call on their life, or there's just God's hand is on their life. And I thought that was her because of what we experienced when she was a kid. And so she's actually seen demons manifest into various forms, including one that looked like me. It had, their shape shifting, and, they can turn themselves into anything, and they can present as a child, as a, you know, uh, maybe an adult woman that is, dressed like a nurse, or they do. She's seen so many different things. That's a separate video. Um, but and she's also seen one present to her. It's during the night. She was sleeping, was awakened by the presence in her room, and this one was uh, looked like the boy. Well, I guess I shouldn't call him a boy. He's turning 23 soon, but to me they are. It was him. So she has seen me like a demon. Look, I don't know how to say that better. Shape shifting. Um, look like me, and one that looked like her boyfriend. It's so bizarre. But she has also seen, like, she saw one that was this guy. He had like a regular, like, human body, but he had a rat head, and he had those t-shirts on. They call them wife beaters, which is such an ugly name, but they do. So he had on a wife beater, and he had a rat head, though. He was like a hybrid. And she saw a little tiny lady in a bonnet. Well, the little tiny lady with a bonnet is a demon. She has seen skeletal figures. She's seen old women, like old women. She's seen so many. She saw one dressed as a cowboy. They're all demons. Whether they, it's when she saw the little lady with the bonnet. She used to sleep with me when she was little because she would see things. These things would present to her at night, and she was afraid. And if I was right there, so a lot of times she would sleep in bed with me. And it was the day that I used to have a chair in that corner of my room, my closet and all that's over there. I had a chair, and she said, "Mom, there's a little lady sitting on the arm of the chair, and she has a bonnet on." Well, that sounds kind of cute, doesn't it? A little lady. I said, "Krista, it's a demon." And I rebuked it out of my room. So that's one of the things that actually fools people, if demons present as like a person or something that seems like innocent or even nice or whatever. Yeah, they're all demons. Once they peel off that, and she can tell. What's interesting about that, a little segue here and all this, is that when she had a headache, a really bad headache, the night that she saw the manifestation of me. And she used to have really bad headaches, and I think that was because like she felt like her head was cracking open. It was just like so bad, but I think it was demonic. And I had gone downstairs, and I had an ice pack, but I had the old school ice pack. And the reason why I had an old school, the bag where you screw off the top, you put in about like 10 ice cubes, it's because they sit so nice on your head, wherever your headache is. Whereas like an ice pack, you have to like kind of bend and push into your head. So I actually had one of those, like kind of old fashioned. I haven't even seen one for a long time, but I was putting the ice in it. So it took me a little while, and she shrieked. And there's about 13 or 14 stairs from my lower level to my upper level. And I think I skipped steps. I think I only hit about 7 of them. I didn't know what happened. And I came into the bedroom, and she was real young at that time. And she told me that she thought it was me coming. She thought that I had gotten what I needed and had come back to the bedroom. But as like me got closer to her, she could see it was a demon. And she said the same thing about her boyfriend, Dale. When that one had presented to her at night. And they've been together 6 years. She's 21. So that was much more recent than when she was little. But she can tell once the demon actually gets closer that it's not me, not Dale, that it is, in fact, a demon masquerading as, oops. Oh, he's playing this song, Amazing Grace. That's Jerry Toney's video. So I thought because she has had so many experiences in the spirit realm, and my son had the vision when he was 10, I thought my kids were, I just thought, wonderful. I don't have to worry about my kids, receiving Christ. They will. God has reached out to them and made this available to them to help nurture along their, desire to follow him. Well, my daughter has a little bit of interest, but as a 21-year-old girl, now, as I've said before, my kids are good kids, but that doesn't mean that they are committed followers of Christ, because they're not. But at least they have some of that in their history. So I'm very sad and, about that. I really want to share more with them, just regular day-to-day things with the Lord, praying, releasing their faith if they're having an issue with something, that kind of stuff. My daughter does a little bit of that. I want them to have that in their life. Plus, I want to share more about what's going on. So back to my original point before that segue is I really am considering what I can do to prepare for the future. And again, I would just live out of my van. Now, if God provided an RV, all the better. More room, more living space, a little more comfort, that kind of thing. So if that happens, great. Otherwise, I'm fine. None of it's going to be glorious. And when we get cut off from all utilities and that sort of thing, we're all going to be pretty much living the same anyway, whether we have a van or an RV. Maybe just a little more space is all it's going to be. So I am going to start praying about that. I've been kind of considering that and really have not moved forward on that at all, even in my prayer life. I have prayed, God, when should I list my house? Now, as I told you in a previous video, like I say all the time, I am preparing for certain things now. Like I said, I got my van. I'm getting some things ready in my house. I painted my small bathroom. It turned out so nice, which I'm so happy about. And so that's done. I want to do that other painting project I mentioned. I painted my laundry room probably about 8 months ago. These are big projects. The bathroom and the laundry room, it's the cutting in. Like if you paint your bedroom, you just kind of push everything to the middle and you cut in, and then it's the long strokes with a roller. And all you're doing is cutting in. Well, in a bathroom and in a laundry room, and a small one at that, there is so much cutting in. So yeah, and I don't tape. I just carefully go along the edge of everything. So, but I got some of that done. So, and I've got scheduled carpet. So I'm going to be getting carpet. I think I scheduled it for October 6th. I have to look. I wrote the note in my purse. And so I want to get new carpet, and I want to enjoy that for a while before I list my house. So, and my carpet, can I just tell you, is not good. And I do clean it twice a year, but the stains like bleed back through and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to start considering what to do as I move ahead. and depending on how long we have. And I really don't even know how to shop for land. I don't know how to do that. I mean, if I was going to shop for land in my own state, but my state's difficult because we have such cold winters. So I actually would want to relocate. And I don't know if my kids would relocate with me, especially if they didn't understand really what's going on and the need for it. Now, once they actually begin to understand what's happening, they'll probably make a quick trip out to where mom is, but they may not get it in the beginning and just choose to like get an apartment or something. So, we'll see how that goes. I don't know. And, anytime God moves on our heart and awakens us to us, we suddenly change. So hopefully that will happen with my kids. So, lots going on there. Let me know what plans you're thinking of and making, even just the changes that you're making in your home, as far as your vehicles go, the downsizing, getting rid of junk, that kind of stuff. All the things that we need to do so that when, it comes time that we are pretty close to being ready. We've gotten several things checked off the list, and that's what we all should be doing right now. So, look for the link in the description box on Pastor Jerry Toney's Rock RV Park. And if you feel like it's something that you want to do, contact him. That contact is on just in the description box of his video. Is more information about that if anybody's interested in his RV park. I am, but he wants RVs there, not vans, not tents, not all that stuff. So anyway, I'm just about out of time. So I wanted to share that with you, and I'll probably see you again this weekend. Thank you, family. Stay strong and be blessed. I have about 50 seconds, so I'm going to just pray real quick here. Close with a prayer. Father, we just thank you so much that you are an ever-present help, that you are such a wonderful and loving Father. And Father, I just pray for everyone watching this video that you just touch their heart and show them what they need to do to prepare for what's coming ahead. Show each of us what we need to do to prepare physically. We, of course, need to prepare spiritually, but physically, what we need to, like our vehicle, our home, our, where, what land, Lord, what state should we move to? And it may be different for us, but I'd really like to get a large piece of land so that we could be together